Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome back to my channel. In this very video, we are going to be designing this flyer you're seeing right now on your screen. It is for a church. And without further delay, let's open our CorelDraw, right? So this is our CorelDraw interface. We are going to, first of all, create a box and size it to the size of the flyer that we want to design, right? So like I want my flyer to be in 6 by 7.5 because it is for a social media post. 6 by 7.5, right? So this is the size of the flyer, right? So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to import the materials we're going to be using for the design. And how do we do that? We're doing that by right-clicking, right? And then coming to import. When you come to import, this pop-up box will appear. And then you start to locate where the file is saved, where the materials are saved, right? I think I saved mine here, right? And then I'm going to now select all of them, and then I will now import it. This is the text that we are going to be using. I already opened it down here. You can see the text here. So after I've highlighted all these things, and then I'll now come to import, right? And then I will now start placing them where I want them to be for now, right? So we are going to be using, these are the pictures, right? And then these two backgrounds. This is our primary background, right? Like I've told you guys in my other videos that the first thing you should get right when you're creating a design, especially when it comes to church flyers, party flyers, or anything like this, is for you to get the background right. If you can get the background right, every other thing will just fall in place, right? Bad background will make 100% bad design, right? So if you get your background right, no matter how you arrange your text, it won't be that bad, even though your texts are not properly arranged. It won't be that bad. But when you have a bad background, everything becomes bad. The foundation, becomes bad. So this is the only background that we are going to be using in this design, right? If you ask me why, I'll tell you that when I was researching, the theme says Spirit Life Conference. Spirit Life Conference. And the theme is empowered by the Spirit, by His Spirit for His glory, right? So when I was making a research, I just saw this bird, right? And it interprets everything that the flyer is talking about. Spirit Life Conference. You can see the bird is representing the Spirit, right? And it's also saying empowered. You can see how the wing is spread. So everything just clicked in my head that this is what you should do. This is what you should do. And I picked it immediately and I brought it to the design, right? So now that I have the background, the next thing I'm going to do is that I am going to take my transparency tool, right? And then I will apply it like this. When I apply it this way, I'll now click on it, right click on it, and then come to power click, right? Power click, and then I'll click inside the box. I need to go inside the box right now to make adjustments. So how do I do that? I'll just right click like this, and then I will come to edit power clip, right? Then I will adjust it the way I want. I will adjust it the way I want, right? I think I will leave it this way. You can see the way I place it. I think I will leave it like this, right? Now you see what we have right now. So this is the primary background. In fact, this is the background that we are going to use. So I'll just give you white, and then our background is ready. Our background is ready. Nothing else I'm going to add to it, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to create margin, right? I like creating margin so that my work will not look scattered when I finish designing. The margin will help me understand where my design should stop and where it should start. So I'm going to give this 0.5, right? Then I'll take it to the left corner. I'll duplicate it and take it to the right corner. Then I will now duplicate the two of them and take it to the bottom, right? Then I will now take my ruler. I'll now take my grid line and start positioning it like this. Right? So everything is going to be within this space. Hmm? Everything I'm going to design is going to be within this space. So the next thing that I am going to do right now is to bring in the logo of the church, right? I'm going to bring it in like this. This is the logo of the church. You can use your logo, right? If you use any logo that you have to practice, right? Or if you are using this for your church, you can use the logo of your church, of course. So this is the logo, right? So the next thing that I'm going to do is that I need to start bringing in other text. So I will copy all of them like this. Hmm? Let me bring this here. And then I will take my text too, and then I will draw like this, and then paste everything that I've copied. Let me give it white so that we can all be seeing it. So this is already in the logo. I don't need to repeat the name since it is already inside the logo, right? Then I will now copy this, present, and you see, let me make it capital letter, uppercase. So I'll just right click on it, then come to uppercase, to change case, and then uppercase, right? Let me reduce it a little. I may have to change the font later, but let me leave it like that. Present Spirit Life Conference, right? Spirit Life Conference, conference. Let's copy this guy out. We'll cut it out and put it like this. Let me increase it a little. And then this guy, I'll make sure it is centralized, and then I will increase it like this. Can you see what we have right now? Can you see what we have? See the way the spirit life is in between the wings, right? Like the wing is empowering it. It just, everything just clicked in my head. And that can only happen when you research, right? When you make research, things falls in place, right? So then, and I started looking for fonts that I could use that will match this thing very well. Then I came across a font called Podium Sharp. Podium Sharp. And that's the font we are going to be using. If you want the font, I will give it to you. If you watch, let me do it this way. If you watch this video to the end, I will send you the link. In fact, I will tell you where to get the link to download the font, right? If you watch this video to the end. So you are going to use the font. It's called Podium Sharp. They have numbers. You can see this one is 7.3. They have numbers, but I'm going to be using, let me see this one. No, not that one. Let me look for, it's a lot of font too. E plenty, the font, Japa, no be small font too. See, it's a family font of, there are too many in their family. See. So I'll give you this font for free if you watch this video to the very end, right? So that is it. Deal, right? Okay. So let's look for, I think I will use, there is one that I saw, 1.13. This one, 1.13. You see? It just perfect, just dope. It just dope, right? So let's make it italic, right? We'll make it italic like that, and then we'll increase it a little and make sure it is at the center. When I see them, when I see what they do, let's make sure it is at the center like this, right? Then you can now give it color. So I'm going to first of all give it this color. Let me give it this color, and then I will take my my interactive fill, and then I will apply it this way, and then I will give it this color, right? I'll give it this color. And then I'll now change this one. I'll give this one another font. So the font I'm going to give this one, I cannot pronounce the name, but it's called Silanti Signature. The spelling starts with Ypsilant. Silanti Signature, something like that. You understand? That's the name of the font. I'll give you that one too. Don't worry, don't worry. I know you need it. I'll give it to you. Right? So Silanti Signature, then I'm going to raise this up like this. Hmm? I'm going to raise it up just like that. Right? So the next thing that we are going to do now that we have this setup is that we're now going to start bringing in our pictures, of course. Going to bring in the pictures, right? So this will be at the middle. This will be at the middle like this. Let's bring this guy. Let's crop it. We'll crop this guy out like this. It will be at the middle. And then this auntie, this lady, Lady Evangelist, will be right here. Let's reduce this one because it is at the back. Because it is at the back, the ones at the front will be bigger than it. Let's bring this guy too in like this. Right? And then we are going to reduce it. You can see what we have right now. You can see what we have right now. Hmm? So we're now going to take our shape tool, right? And then we are going to crop all these parts that we don't want. Crop it out. Crop it out. Crop it out. Right? Let me take this a little like this. You dey feel am? Let me also crop this guy out. And now we have our pictures. We have our pictures, right? So that is all about that. Let's make sure it is at the center, and then let's see you can increase it a little, right? So I also want these pictures to look, they are looking too dark in my eyes, especially these two. So I'm going to click on each of them and then Control B on my keyboard, right? Control B. I'll make sure this is in 20. Okay, let me leave it at 21. And then this one will be like, okay, let me increase this one a little. And then this one will be like this. And then I'll do the same thing for this, Control B, right? I'll leave this one too like that, right? I can do the same thing for this man here, but I'm going to reduce this a little, right? So now we have this, right? And then I'm now going to now come here and then draw like this, just like this, right? Let me raise it up a little. Then I'll give it this color that you're seeing like this, orange. Is that orange? I'll give it orange, right? Then I'll copy the theme of the event. Theme of the event, I'll bring it like this. And then I'll put it this way. And then cut this out. Make sure this is at the center. Then I'm going to use another font called Britannic Bold for this and reduce it a little. You can see the way all my fonts complement each other. So that is the idea, right? I'll give you all these fonts that you're seeing here. I'll give you all of them. Then you can see the theme. The theme says empowered by his spirit. right? So you can see what we have right now, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and men too, Jen. You can see what we have right now. So the next thing we are going to do is that we're going to now bring the name of the pastors, and then we'll now put date, time, and every other thing that are here. The name of the pastors, and put it here. I'm going to give it 5, right? It's not going to be too big. Same thing with this one, 5. And then this one, 5 too. So let's give it a more readable font, right? Maybe like Campton Brook, Campton Book, right? Let's give it that font. Then because this spacing is too much in between, so I will now take my shape tool, see my shape tool here, and then I will just increase it. I mean, reduce the spacing, right? Same thing I will do for this one. Take my shape tool, reduce the spacing, right? Take my shape tool, reduce the spacing. So I'm going to now move this one closer, right? And I'll make sure all of them are on the same line. Let me give this color, and then this color. So I'm going to leave this one like this so that it will also show. You get the point now? I'm going to leave it like this so that it shows. So we have the name of the pastors there and like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to take my rectangle tool, and then I'm going to draw like this. And then I'll give you this color. Then I will now copy this date and put it here. I'll take it down like this. Okay, let me leave it. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Daily. I'll leave it like that. Then I'll bring it here. I'll then copy the address. I'll reduce it to and take it here. And then I'll bring the date. I'll take it here. And then I'll copy this guy. You see, nothing is left. Nothing is left. So once I copy that guy, I'll bring it down here. Let me give it this color too. I'll just bring it down here and reduce it and put it here. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? So let me reduce this and reduce this too. Then I'll give all of these like 6, the font size. Then I'll use the same font I use for the name of the pastors, Campton, right? Campton. I'll use Campton medium. But then let me reduce the spacing like I did for the names as well. Right? I'm going to give this extra bold. Campton extra bold. Let's find it. Campton extra bold. And then this name, the name of the church mountain, the name of the address. Right? Then this one too, I will change it like this and give it extra bold. Right? Shouldn't get here. Shown get here means are you getting it? So are you getting it? Let's give this white. And then we're going to now let me give you like 1.5. 1.5. Then I will do this for this. Right, I'll bring a duplicate of it. I'll bring it down like this. Right, let me move it closer, closer, closer. Right, so you see everything is well arranged. I may need to change this one to Campton as well. You see, everything is well arranged and dope. Right? So you may be wondering, what are we going to use this guy for? Well, just watch me. We are going to use it for this guy that you're seeing here. Let me raise it up. Right? And raise this one too up. And then we are going to right click on this like this, and then power click it inside this container you're seeing here. Then hold your alternate key on your keyboard and click on it to select what is inside, right? Then you now increase it like this. When you increase it, you now come to your transparency tool. See my transparency tool here. Then you come to merge mode where you have normal, and then you come to add, right? Can you see that? Let's reduce it just small. Small. Can you see? Looks like we apply effects into the text, right? So that is the idea. That is the idea. I think I'll leave this as sentence case, and then I'll take my shape tool and stretch it, right? Let me also change it to counting medium, right? When I see them, so that is it. We are done with our flyer like this. We can raise this up. You can raise this up like this. When I see them, when I don't see them, so that is it. Let me remove these guys you're seeing here. Right? So another thing that I did, we are done with our flyer like this. You can see we are done. This is dope, right? It passes the message. It is simple. It is straightforward. It is spectacular. It is fantabulous. So another thing that I did is I changed this color, right? To change it, I came to my interactive view tool, of course, and then I changed the color to this, and then the top one to another one. You can see, right? You can see what we have right now. Putting them side by side, you see that they are both dope, right? Dope, dopa, dopest. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know which color you go for, and let me know if you will be using my background in any of your designs, because you have to start paying me now, right? So I'll see you guys on the next video tutorial. Bye bye.